I'm Terry. I'm married to Jessica. I've got 2 kids, Jake and Leah. I have a few interests of scuba diving, motor cars and motorcycles and that type of thing, but other than that, just a general normal person, I would imagine. Yeah, I'd usually get up about 5:30 in the morning. I'd go and make myself a quick cup of tea, get myself set up for work, have a wash, brush my teeth as standard, and I used to drive a little moped to work. I got to site, parked my moped up, which was just around the corner from where we was working. You know, usual banter on site, you know, taking the mickey a bit out of one another, and you know, it was just, as I say, no different to it any other day ever. One of the guys working for me, Jamie, I've known him all my working career. Know that he's very good at his job. He just came over to me and just said that the decking, the area that he needed to do his work for that day was not big enough. It wasn't big enough. You know, if the area's not big enough, you need someone to make the area bigger, and I'd called the guy over to do that. From then on, all I can remember is walking towards this area, and that was my last memory for 4 days, and my next memory was 4 days later. And you know, when I did wake up, my family and stuff told me that I had fallen 6 stories because I walked on a temporary platform, and the temporary platform had collapsed. I was in intensive care for 8 days. I was in HDU for 2 days, and obviously 5 days, or I was in hospital for 15 days in total, 5 of them days being on the ward. This is when they told me, they told me that my colleague Justine, that's the guy that I called over to help with what was required on site, he had died instantly on site. My injuries, I had 3 skull fractures, swelling of the brain. I broke both collarbones. I broke my scapula, which is your shoulder blade. I broke 10 ribs. I had a compound fracture out of my arm. I burst my thumb, the knuckle, if you like, broke into 6 different pieces in my thumb. I had kidney damage, I had my spleen embolised, and I had a pneumothorax to my left lung. No, sorry, I had a hemothorax to my left lung and a pneumothorax to my right lung, and you know, just lacerations on the head. My ear was falling off basically, which has got sewn back on, which are quite large. I wish they'd have cut a little bit more off them, but there you go, that's life. Oh, and I'd broken my back as well, so yeah, lucky enough it wasn't my spinal cord, and I can still walk around. The head nurse, which I'd seen in intensive care and everything, she came up and see me in hospital, and she sat on the edge of my bed, and she said, being in the job that she's in, when you see people come into the hospital, into the intensive care, she said you sort of make up your own mind that these people, you know, this person only going to be in there for a week, this person's going to be in there for 3 weeks, you know, this one could be a little bit longer, a couple of months or even 6 months or something. And she said then you get the people that come in and you've already made up, or not made up your mind, but you think to yourself, I think there's only one way this person's leaving this hospital, and that's in a box. and she said that with me, that is what she had said. You know, that she thought I was going out of that hospital in a box. You know, my daughter, who was 6 at the time, she wouldn't come within 20 foot of my bed in the ward. You know, having your wife having to dress or undress you because of all like casts and pins out my hands and stuff, and put bin liners over my arms so my casts don't get wet, and just to generally clean me up after I've been to the toilet. That really hurts. I'd started this particular project from the ground. We'd done all the groundwork, all the drainage, or the people put the drainage and stuff in, and then we started putting columns up, a standard procedure for every job. But then when we went on to the first floor, I had sort of noticed the brackets that they was using to hold these temporary platforms up. I thought they really didn't look right. They you know. But I just thought to myself that, you know, someone in the office somewhere had done all the calculations that this is all you needed to cover the areas like the voids for the lift shafts and the stairwells and stuff like that. If you see something you're not happy with, you don't agree with, whatever, just don't assume, like I did, that the higher authorities in the offices and stuff have done all the calculations. They may not have done. Don't trust everyone that's above you, and you know, 99.9% of the time they are right, but there is always that 0.1% where it's been skipped over, you know, not been looked at properly. You know, just to say no one's going to sack you, no one's going to your job is not in jeopardy at all, just because you want to make sure that you don't fall down a hole or something doesn't fall on you. Like, if you find anything that's wrong, just trust yourself, trust your intuition. You know, usually if your intuition setting off alarm bells, then usually it's right. So just go along with your intuition and yeah, make sure that you're safe. Trust your intuition and speak up.